test. Call this meeting to order. Will you please stand and join us for the pledge? Okay, before we start the meeting, just as I mentioned before, we're doing a test with the microphone. So if you get up to speak or you speak, make sure your microphone's on. You're speaking fairly close to it, but you should not have to worry. Yours picks up within about a 10-foot radius. But if you want to speak, please come up to the podium. We have a microphone available for you. But everybody else, I believe we're running a test to see where we're failing on the audio part. So with that, roll call.
Councilor Windorf.
Here.
Halter.
Here.
West.
Here.
Savage.
Here.
Gelada.
Here.
Dottie.
Here.
Demus.
Here.
Tate.
Here.
Mayor Como.
Here. Council, your first item of work are the approval of the minutes from the City Council meeting held January 15th, 2019. What's your pleasure? We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Let the record show no opposed. I would like to recognize Sweetwater County Commissioner Randy Wendling with us here tonight. Welcome. Nice to see you. You want to give a speech? Okay. Yeah. This is going to take us into our bid openings. Last meeting, we had no one that bid the police vehicles for the Rock Springs Police Department. I believe we have bidders at this point. Like we have 3 bids. First being Fremont Motors. Bid bond is attached. Looks like the total bid, $105,907.53. $105,907.53. Second bidder. Bradley Bar Motors Incorporated. Cheyenne. Bid bond is attached. $106,074. $106,074. Third bidder, Laramie Peak Motors, Wheatland. Bid bond is attached. $105,319.68. 105,319.68. By the way, this is for 3 separate vehicles. Those bids will be turned over to the Rock Springs Police Department for review. And we will move on to the vehicle for the Department of Engineering and Operations Cemetery Division. Looks like we have 3 bidders as well. Fremont Motors, Whistler Chevrolet, First Choice Ford. First bid, Fremont Motors. Bid bond is attached. Total bid. Total bid, $36,091.23. $36,091.23. Second bidder, Whistler Chevrolet. Bid bond is attached. Total bid, $35,720.25. $35,720.25. $720.25. Third and final bidder, First Choice Ford. Bid bond is attached. Bid price $36,928.19. $36,928.19. Okay, that'll bring us to the large area mower for the White Mountain Golf Course. We have two bidders, Stotz, S-T-O-T-Z Equipment out of Evansville, and Stotz Equipment out of Evansville. They're outbidding themselves. Bid bond is attached. Total bid, $52,000. Curious how they did it. Bid bond is attached. First, Mr. Lyon. Do you know anything about this? Okay. Total bid, $57,000. Yeah, looks like less the trade, but these bids will be turned over to staff for recommendation. This is going to bring us to the appointments section of our agenda, Mr. President. Minute, got you inundated with work. Mr. President, members of the council, I submit to you the name of Lauren Schoenfield to serve on the Joint Powers Fiber Optics Telecommunication Board, filling an unexpired term.
Council, Lauren Schoenfield has stepped up to serve the unexpired term of Rich Tyler on the Joint Powers Fiber Optics Telecommunications Board. Do we have a motion to approve? So moved. Councilor Halter. Do we have a second? Roll call, please.
Counselor Halter,
Yes.
West, Lada,
Yes.
Dottie, Demus, Tate,
Yes.
Windorf,
Yes.
Savage.
Yes. Mayor Como, you have your appointment.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. Mr. President, members of the council, I submit to you the name of Clark Allred to serve as on the Joint Powers Combined Communication Board, filling an unexpired term.
Council, Clark Allred has stepped up to fill the unexpired term of Rich Tyler on the Joint Powers Combined Communications Board. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Counselor Windorf,
Second.
we have a second. Chalada. Roll call, please.
Counselor West,
Yes.
Shalada,
Yes.
Dottie,
Yes.
Yes.
Tate,
Yes.
Yes.
Halter,
Abstain?
Yes. Mayor Como, you have your appointment.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. Mr. President, members of the council, I submit the name of Gary Collins to serve on P and Z, first term.
Council, Gary Collins has stepped up to serve first term on the Rock Springs Planning and Zoning Commission. Do we have a motion to approve? Do we have a second? Thank you. A roll call, please.
Shalada,
Yes.
Dottie,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Tate,
Yes.
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Savage.
Yes. Mayor Como, you have your appointment.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. This is going to bring us into the presentations and proclamations section of our agenda. Item number 1, the presentation of the Rock Springs Chamber of Commerce Sweetwater Economic Development Coalition update. Matt, do we have? It's all yours, Mr. Lee.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Those of you at home, please let us know if you can hear him now.
Haven't
Just
heard
not
you.
right now.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for this opportunity to address you, and also thank you for all the work that you do. We really appreciate your efforts on the behalf of the city and us as a chamber and SEDC. We continue as a Chamber of Commerce to appreciate the partnership that we have with SEDC and the good work that Kayla's doing, and the great involvement of this city and also the city of Green River and the county. We appreciate you so much for this partnership and for all you do for helping us to move forward with our goals and with your goals. Real quickly, Mayor, I'd like just to give you a couple of numbers to let you know what we're doing at the chamber, let you know we're actually doing something.
That's
As-
always good, Mr. Lee.
Tourism, as far as tourism goes, just a quick number, we've had 25,819 walk-ins into the chamber this last year in 1 year. That's visitors and also locals coming in to buy tickets, coming in to visit us for various reasons. But we appreciate that number. It's a good number. It's gone up a little bit every year, the last several years, and we plan on doing things to keep that number increasing and growing. As far as tourism goes, we participated in the lodging tax passing this past year, forming a PAC, and worked hard to make sure that moved forward. It was in our best interest, and we appreciate that did pass. As far as renewals go for our membership, we have 53 new members, so we are getting new membership growing. It's appreciated that people who don't quite understand what the chamber is, but they're willing to support us and to help the community. And I just want to make sure that you understand that there is no personal agenda from any member of the staff of the Chamber of Commerce. Our goal and our desire is to help the community grow, and we just see the chamber as a vehicle and a means of helping that, helping us accomplish that goal. So we're in alignment with you. We want to do what's best for the community, and as all of you do. So I just wanted to point that out. We continue to enjoy the partnerships that we have with our membership and with the industry and with the businesses that are involved in this community and all that they do. We continue to have a monthly luncheon, and we averaged 85 guests for our luncheons once a month at the Holiday Inn. It's always been an informative and an enjoyable meal and presentation, and we're looking forward to continuing that and continuing to participate in that. Coming up this Thursday, I believe that Councilor Wendorf and I and a couple others of the staff are going to be meeting regarding the citywide cleanup, and we're looking forward to that. I'm pretty excited about. Well, I was told by Councilor that I have no choice in this, but I am excited to be involved, and it's going to be a great time. And Councilor, we do give you all our support and pledge to do whatever you tell me to do. I'll do it. Starting today, we begin our Sweetwater leadership, and we're pretty excited about this class. It's a group of great people who are already at the level of professionals, well-educated, articulate, intelligent people, and it was an exciting day. We had an orientation by Dr. Leach at the college. We did some learning, and we did some planning, and we're looking forward to our leadership getting going. We have 14 members in the class this year. This is something that Mr. Hanks started years ago with Janet Hartford, I believe, Green River. And it's been a great asset to the community, and we're grateful to continue doing that. Just to let you know, in 2018 we had 27 ribbon cuttings. We had quarterly meetings, meet and greets at the chamber. We're going to continue that. It's been a very effective informational gathering, and the purpose of it is to bring the community in so that they can learn what it is the chamber does and what each staff member does. And we are going to continue doing that. What we've been asking our members and the community is what keeps you up at night, and we'd appreciate feedback from the council and let us know what it is that keeps you up at night that we can possibly help you with. We don't have the answers. I don't have very many answers at all, but I know how to get them. And so please let me know what it is that keeps you up at night and what it is that you lie in bed thinking about. And we will see what we can do to get you some sleep. Just to let you know, our next meet and greet will be on March 7th, and we would like to invite all of the council members to attend that. In early January of this year, Ms. Valdez and I attended an IOM, which is an Institute for Organizational Management at the University of Arizona in Tucson. This educational opportunity was paid for by grants and scholarships and was very beneficial to both her and I. We got another 3 years before we graduate, but it's already been very beneficial for us and paying in dividends. And so we're concentrating a lot on our ROIs. Any investment that we make, we want there to be substantial return on that. And I believe that this was beneficial for both her and I. We began conducting staff meetings at local businesses. We have a staff meeting once a week, but at the end of each month, we're going to be meeting at local businesses just to kind of spread our joy. One thing that I did notice is that our staff is a lot more tame when we're out in public. So it's a great opportunity for us to do this, and it seems to be being received well. So if you have any suggestions of where we might meet, let us know. This is something that I'd just like to let you know as we're letting all of the community know. We appreciate so much those who invest in the chamber. We will no longer be referring to the members as members. We're going to change that to investing partners. And the idea behind that is because we feel like that folks are investing in the community. And I talked about our ROI. We want to make sure that those who have businesses and work so hard feel like they're investing in something. And we want to make sure that we're providing that return on their investment. So rather than a membership, we're now going to refer to our members, no longer as members, but as investing partners. We're really looking forward to a great 2019. We think that there are great opportunities for us. Prosperity is coming about. Again, we appreciate everything that you do. I'd like to now turn the microphone over to SEDC Manager Kayla McDonald.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Kayla McDonald with the Sweetwater Economic Development Coalition, Business Development Manager. Before you, I have a year in review, which is also a front and back document. We're going to go through that front page of the year in review first, and then we'll touch on some spots on the back of that. So first item I'd like to discuss is the 2018 Wyoming Business Council lead update. For 2018, the number of leads this year was quite light from the state. That doesn't mean that SEDC is not working in-house and with our partners, the county and the city of Green River, and as well as you, on some of the business contacts that we are having conversations with. Throughout the year, between Dave and I, before he retired, we met with a numerous amount of businesses. Our numbers exceeded. Last year, we were a little over 90. This year, we went over 100. Those businesses are anything from established businesses in Sweetwater County to businesses that are looking to come into Sweetwater County or businesses that are looking to expand. So our conversations continue. Since the first of the year, those numbers are still continuing to grow. The Business Council leads for Project Thunder was our first lead of 2018. That was a transportation company. Since having conversations with the Business Council, we have developed a new relationship with their new business recruitment manager. And we have found that in the past, we would submit the information, quick turnaround, we'd never get anywhere with it. We'd never hear how they phased out, whether they stayed in the state, whether they went outside. So we have created a new relationship with their business recruitment manager, and she is keeping us informed. They've actually started conference calls before the leads are actually due, so that the EDOs and the chambers that do submit into these leads can have a little bit of question and answer session over the phone with their staff, and we get the feedback we need to answer these successfully. And through this partnership with the Business Council, we have identified that the most recent one that we submitted before Christmas was Project Turtle, which is a gun manufacturer based out of Nevada. We don't know names, obviously, it's confidential, but we have identified a site here that they're interested in. They're just asking for further information, even workforce numbers. So I feel that's a positive spot for us right now, that they're asking second questions. So once we have a little bit more feedback on that, I'll be coming in to give you guys more of an update on that as well. The small business roundtables were started 5 years ago, first of the year in January. We just celebrated our 5th year. Those are a good thing for us. We're excited to have those monthly. We run those from the first of the year. We take summer months off. It's a little hectic for us to keep those moving during the summer. People like their time off, so we have brought those back, and we will continue those. And I'd like to thank Councilor Zadi for presenting back in January. And tomorrow we will have an update from Commerce Bank giving some banking solutions, and then conversations on how business can apply for business loans. And so live local, work local. We talked about this probably about a year ago, bringing in the University of Wyoming. They approached us as a partnership to bring in students, to have them see what the communities are like here in Wyoming, to retain the students and keep them educated and still growing in their positions. So we brought 19 students here last April, and we had a great time with them. They have since taken that program and done more throughout the state. So we basically were the first one that we had, and they have since reached out to us and asked our opinions on them. And a lot of the communities that have hosted those have found great success. And some of the first deal experiences out of this for those students is some of them actually got summer internships with some of our industry here from having conversations with some people that they were matched up with through the trek that we hosted. And then in October, we actually worked on partnering with industry to launch the new sector partnerships throughout the state. This was the initiative that the Wyoming Department of Workforce Services and the Business Council launched in place of the workforce advisory groups. Myself and Ron Wild and Fred Von Ahrens and Rebecca Breezemaster have been the co-conveners of the Southwest Wyoming Manufacturing Partnership, and we're working diligently with industry to identify the needs the industry is facing. We have since identified that they have identified talent as an issue, marketing and advertising of just the region in general, and then infrastructure. So we have broken out 3 separate committees to identify and address these issues. So we are working together on those, and that's a huge win for economic development in our county, as well as working regionally with our partners. And then on the back page, I'll touch on a couple items here. Our goal for 2019 and 2020 is to implement a strategic plan. I met last month with Councilor Demas and Commissioner Wendling and the city administrator for the city of Green River, as well as Rick. And we have started putting together our steps for what SCDC is going to do for 2019 and 2020. Our goal for our next meeting next week is to actually start putting together our budget request forms for going forward for outside agency funding. So we are working on that. And then the next component of that is the Sightseer Recruitment piece. We partnered with the two cities in the county to fund this piece. This is something that we will launch this spring, and we are working on getting trained up on that software. It is GIS driven, so we get to dive into all of the ins and outs of GIS, so it's taking some time. But that will complement the business recruitment piece that we put out last year when we started working on our retail gap study. So that will help identify some of those retail sectors that need to be filled here in Sweetwater County as well. And then we will be increasing our inventory of properties, which coincide with our business council leads. The more we have out on the platform, the more visible we are in Sweetwater County. So we were working on that as well. And then the next gen sector partnership will continue to be moved throughout the state. Southwest Wyoming identified healthcare as the next sector. So that will be something you will see launched in the summer. And we're working on that as well. And then the last piece is the countywide marketing recruitment piece, which is ideal for us. We get to work more regionally as well with our partners as well as countywide. So that is something else we are putting out and working on as well. So that'll complement any leads and any future recruitment efforts. So this time I'll take questions or comments.
Council?
Yeah, Kayla, so I know in the past we've had a few different committees set up, recruitment, retention, that nature. Sightseer was based off the retail gap. Where is that dissolved for a little bit there? I'm just curious as to Sightseer just basing everything off of the retail gap analysis. Visit these committees, where that was that?
To address your question on that, when it comes to the committees, we've actually taken a step back from committees. We found that we needed to get a strategic plan more in place before we went into more committee structures. It's not that we're not going to bring those back. It's just focus right now is getting everything in place and working with the Sightseer company to identify first before we step back into a community or committee structure.
So wasn't that the point of the retail gap analysis, though, as far as identifying, and then Sightseer is going to pinpoint and kind of root areas of need, or
Right.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out that transition.
So with working on the gap analysis and then Sightseer can complement everything that we've done. It'll help us address the future. And then it also complements everything that we're going towards as far as the identification piece. So it even brings in your property listings. It identifies what vacant land's there. So at the point of the committees, I don't see that as being a priority right now until we can actually get that software nailed down and that we have all of our ducks in a row with that. So until then, I don't think committees are going to be a priority until we get everything in place. If that answers your question.
Sure. Is
Okay.
the goal of this just for restaurant retail at this point?
At this point, yes. And then with the grant that went through the county for out at Middle Baxter, that will be the next focus is the manufacturing side.
Okay, thank you.
Councilors? Well, Kayla, I think you folks do a good job, and I'm more interested and focused on the Southwest Wyoming Manufacturing Partnership. As you well know, we've had many discussions out there, including the business park and the like. We talk a lot about manufacturing and how do we diversify and stabilize our economy, but doesn't seem like it ever goes anymore. And I'm sure Commissioner Wendling would agree. Seems like in Dow, some of those have just fizzled out to the point where we're on our own again. And I'd like to know more about this and what the city can do to help move this along. We want to grow our airport. We want to grow a business park, and we want to do what we need to do to plan to get us there.
Great, and I look forward to working with you on that as well.
Yeah, thank you. Great job, Rick. Appreciate your visit. Any further questions, council? Thank you. Next, under presentations, we have Mr. Chad Banks, 2018 Urban Renewal Agency Annual Report. Mr. Banks.
Thank you. The annual report, I believe, was in your packet, the electronic copy, but that is going around as well. And I will leave some copies for the audience in the lobby if anyone wants those. And it is also on our website, which is downtownrs.com. So for folks that maybe aren't here tonight or want to look over some of the information, that'll be available in those areas. So I'll just highlight a couple of or a few of the things from the annual report. Starting last March, we were named one of the Great American Main Streets for 2018. We were only one of 3 communities in the country that was named that. So it's brought a lot of free press to us, a lot of publicity, and a lot of, I guess, knowledge on the national level about Rock Springs and about what kind of community we are. Last year, we had 12 new businesses open their doors. I want to give a shout out to them really quickly. JD Bookkeeping Service, Sidekicks Wine and Book Bar, Wildflower and Company, Lotus Beauty, Wildwood Gifts, Iron Cowboy CrossFit, Motley Crue Pet Grooming, Square State Brewery, the 307 Real Estate Group, Big Rooster Tattoo, and High Country Realty. There was also a pop-up shop that opened across from the Broadway, the Wyoming 307, or the Wyoming Holiday Store. And they did so well, they're going to continue operations through the year. So hopefully people will continue to support them and they continue to see sales. So they'll still be staying there. Some of the other projects that we undertook last year, the corner of N and 5th and J Street, we added the little pocket park, the downtown golf course. That was done with grant funds from the Wyoming Main Street Project and from Dominion Energy free golf course. We average about 500 golfers there each month through the summer. We have a little registration form there and invite people to fill that out so we can kind of track that. That is one of our grant requirements. In October, a big portion of the businesses owned downtown are owned by women. So there's 37 women-owned businesses in downtown Rock Springs. So we featured all of those in our social media campaign throughout the month of October just to highlight those and draw some recognition to those. We also completed the pocket park at the corner of M and North Front Street. That was also a project from the Wyoming Main Street program. We had some funds, and then DeBernardi also stepped in and donated about $35,000 worth of work, labor, and so forth to transform what was that. You remember it as the community garden. I should have thrown some before and after pictures in there, but it was always sort of weed riddled and not a great entrance to downtown, and so it's really transformed that corner. Low maintenance, easy for us to maintain. Rick Cozad also built and added a little free mini library in there. And then at the suggestion of Liz Stranagan, who's been a long time volunteer for us, that's why that coal mural was added there. We also added some interpretive coal signs about all the coal camps that surrounded Sweetwater County. So all of those are highlighted on some signage that goes around there as well. We launched one of our transformation strategies for the Main Street program is to highlight dining and entertainment in downtown Rock Springs. So we hosted our first restaurant week last year in April. We'll be doing that again this year. All of the restaurants participated, offered various specials for a 10-day period, and we encouraged people to come down and dine. You wouldn't know this, but we did launch a pigeon abatement program. We are feeding them birth control, and which sounds really weird, and it obviously takes a long time. So we'll start feeding again in the spring, and hopefully we have less pigeons this summer. We'll see how that goes.
Please, no phone calls to the mayor's office.
The Art Underground Gallery, which is in the pedestrian underpass, has been really popular. We put new artwork in there last year, invited new artists. We put in another new about 18 pieces or so last year. The city streets department helps hang all of those and helps freshen that up every year for us. We also worked with the Rocket Miner to develop a downtown magazine. We put out 2 editions last year. I have copies if you would like them. We have the fall and winter one is out now, and then we'll do another one in the summer in time for the high school rodeo folks. And then one of the things that we sort of took over with some budget cuts was emptying the downtown trashes, keeping up litter, and all of those things. So we worked with the Sweetwater Spanish Club, which are junior high students, and developed a downtown clean team. We donated funds to them at the end of the year. They went around twice each week, emptied all the trash cans, picked up litter, emptied the dog waste containers and all of that. And so that was really a great partnership. Got those kids some extra money for a trip they're planning to Peru and helped keep the downtown cleaned up. We also partnered with BOCES to continue a scholarship program, internship program with the Broadway Theater, which allows us to sort of have an intern who helps our labor because the Broadway Theater is so busy. So that intern is able to highlight and cover some of those events when we're not able to. Also at the Broadway Theater, we introduced an open mic night, which again takes place tomorrow night. So all of you can tune up your singing voice or your guitar or whatever and meet us at the Broadway for open mic tomorrow. And then we were also awarded the Wyoming Main Street Innovation Award for that golf course. That was a placemaking project, one of the first in the state. And so the response was really overwhelming. And then I'll just highlight a couple of the numbers for you. Last year, we saw $910,000 in private investment downtown. That's everything from people putting new roofs on their building to new facades to a new coat of paint. 18 new net full-time jobs were created downtown. Just over 3,700 hours of volunteer work. Able Hands has also volunteered tremendously for us each year. They water all of the flowers downtown every day but Sunday. So they go around through May through September watering those flowers as volunteers. We had 75 events in Bunning Hall with attendance topping 8,100. 110 events at the Broadway Theater with attendance topping 7,600. So those are some of the highlights. There's obviously a lot more in that annual report. I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any. We just announced also, and the winners of last year are in the report as well, the Downtown First Award winners. So if you have nominations for the 2019 Downtown First Awards, those are now available. The nomination forms are on our website. They're in our office, and we'll drop some off at City Hall here too. So we would encourage you to nominate businesses, nominate volunteers and individuals for those awards so we can recognize outstanding folks in our community.
Counselors?
Like I said, like staff, dad,
Thanks. Appreciate it.
just amazes.
Appreciate that. And you mentioned the volunteers are really critical to what we do. And you guys have all stepped up, volunteered, helped take tickets, helped donate money, all of those kind of things. So it wouldn't really be possible at all without those folks.
Well, I think also it takes somebody with some vision, and I think since you've come in, there's been some vision, and that spurs the volunteers to get out also, and people to help out. So well done, Chad.
I appreciate that. All right, I'll leave copies of these up there if anybody wants any.
Thank you, Mr. Banks. Just going to bring us to our petitions section of the agenda. Anyone wishing to address the council on any issue whatsoever, this is your time to do so. Doc was going to get up and yell at us. Anyone? Seeing none, petitions section has been closed. Going to bring us to the council committee and board reports. Item number 1, the Rock Springs Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting minutes of December 13, 2018. Councilors, what's your pleasure? We have a motion to approve the report. Do we have a second? Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Let the record show no opposed. Councilors, point of order prior to bills and claims. I'd entertain a motion to act on resolution 2019-05 prior to doing the bills and claims as it is included in bills and claims. Councilman Shalata?
Resolution.
Point of order.
Oh, point of order.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? With that, resolution 2019-05.
A resolution accepting and approving change order number 3, final, the contract City of Rock Springs, COP Wyoming LLC for construction of the 20-inch water transmission line replacement project, Phase 1, and authorizing the ACOM as mayor of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to execute said change order number 3, final of said city.
Councilors, what's your pleasure? Councilman Shalata.
I wish to approve 2019.
We do have a motion to approve 2019-05. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Councilor Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Tate. Yes. Dorf,
Yes.
Halter.
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Shalata,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Back to the bills and claims section of our agenda. Item number 1, the bills and claims for February 5th, 2019.
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Wendorf.
I move to approve the bills and claims for February 5th, 2019.
Councilors, we do have a motion to approve the bills and claims for February 5th, 2019. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed?
Abstain.
Let the record show. Item number 2, salaries for January 22nd, 2019.
Your Honor, I move to approve the salaries for January 22nd, 2019.
Councilors, we do have a motion to approve the salaries for January 22nd, 2019. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Let the record show no opposed. I'm going to bring us on to the new business section of our agenda. Item number 1, the request from the Finance and Administration Department for permission to fill a vacant accounting tech 1 or 2 position in the Water Sewer Administration Division. Councilors, what's your pleasure? We do have a motion to honor this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Let the record show no opposed. This brings up the request from the Engineering and Operations Department for permission to extend the 2018 uniforms contract with Alsco. Councilman, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor, I'd move to approve that request.
We do have a motion to approve this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show no opposed. Item number 3, the request from Santa Fe Trail Incorporated for liquor catering permit for the Bootleggers Bash event on February 22nd, 2019 from 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Sweetwater County Events Complex. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Wendorf.
I move to approve that request from Santa Fe.
Do have a motion to honor this request. Is there a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed?
Abstain.
Let the record show. Item number 4, the request from Good Times Incorporated for a liquor catering permit for the Bootleggers Bash event on February 22nd, 2019 from 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Sweetwater County Events Complex. Councilors, what's your pleasure? Councilman Shalata.
This request for time.
We have a motion to honor this request from Good Times. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed?
Abstain.
Let the record show. Item number 5, the request from Lou's Incorporated for a liquor catering permit for the Jenner Consecutive Safe Years dinner on February 21st, 2019 from 4 p.m. to midnight at the Bunning Hall. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor.
Councilman Tate? We do have a motion to honor this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Let the record show no opposed. Item number 6, the request from Chad Moeller for 3 malt beverage permits for the Bud Cup Hockey and March 10th or tournament on March 8th, 2019 from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m., March 9th, 2019 from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., and March 10th, 2019 from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. the Rock Springs Family Rec Center. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor, I'd move to approve this.
Do we have a motion to approve this request? Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Let the record show no opposed. And item number 7, request from the Rock Springs Liquor Dealers Association for 2019 all-night dates. Counselors, which,
Brown, I'll move.
do you have a motion to approve this request? Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? This is going to bring us on to our resolution section, counselors. Item number 1, resolution 2019-03, which was tabled on the 15th. I'd entertain a motion to have this remain on the table.
So moved.
Do we have a motion? Is there a second?
Second?
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Demas,
Yes.
Tate. Yes. Windorf,
Yes.
Halter, West,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Shalata,
Yes.
Dottie.
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 3, bypassing number 2, resolution 2019-06.
A resolution accepting and approving an addendum to the contract with Raymaker and Associates and authorizing Timothy A. Como as mayor of the city of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the city of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to execute said addendum on behalf of said city.
Counselors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman West,
move to approve resolution 2019-06.
we do have a motion to approve resolution 2019-06. Do we have a second?
Second?
Second's been called. Roll call on the resolution.
Counselor Tate. Yes. Windorf,
Yes.
Halter.
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Shalata,
Yes.
Dottie.
Yes.
Demas,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 4, resolution 2019-07.
A resolution accepting and approving a fiscal year 2019 Transportation Alternatives Program subrecipient agreement with the Wyoming Department of Transportation, authorizing Timothy A. Como as mayor of the city of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to execute said agreement on behalf of the city.
Counselors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Shalata?
this resolution 07.
We do have a motion to approve 2019-07. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Windorf,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Shalata,
Yes.
Dottie.
Yes.
Demas,
Yes.
Tate. Yes. Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 5, resolution 2019-08.
A resolution accepting and approving a restaurant concession area lease for the White Mountain Golf Course between the city of Rock Springs and Ease, and authorizing Timothy A. Como as mayor of the city of Rock Springs, Wyoming, Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the city of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to execute said lease on behalf of the city.
Counselors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman West?
it's kind of stemmed from our committee discussion, an idea that was kind of tossed around, and I don't want to hold up approval tonight with the contract that's in place, but some ideas were generated and thoughts of future development at this facility, being that it's protected by the wind and it's based on the east side. I threw out the idea of maybe adding an addendum or an MOU or something in the future, preferably the near future, that might not prohibit us from being able to do any improvements. My idea was obviously great, but perhaps in the future, I think the 6th cent has been thrown around pretty loosely, and I hate to do that, but in the event that that does come about in 2020, funds would be available in 2021. This contract is being proposed for 4 years, so we'd be kind of locked in the sense of being able to potentially make any. Just thought I'd bring that up for discussion. Not promising. Perhaps be prepared in the event that funding does come. So, not sure if anyone has any thoughts on that, but just an idea.
Counselors, discussion? Councilman Halter.
I'm assuming.
Certainly can, I think. Certainly speak. See something.
Yeah, and I understand that. I just figured it means that it's just barely starting out. It might be now, and I'm sure who the petitioner is. Assume they will be here. So that was the purpose of bringing it up.
Well, I think we have a gold mine out there, and I agree and support that idea. And I also like to commend the building committee, past and new, for and Mr. Lansing, who's not here tonight, but for working hard to make sure that we kept that facility open and met the needs for springtime coming up. So I will discuss that with the building committee and Mr. Lansing and see if we can move forward with that. With that, I believe if there's no further comments by second by discussion, roll call on the resolution.
Counselor Halter,
Yes.
West,
Oh, we don't have a move. Can I have a motion on the resolution? We do have a motion. Roll call. Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Sorry to screw you up there. That was my fault.
start. Counselor Halter,
Still yes.
West,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Galata,
Yes.
Dottie,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Tate,
Yes.
Windorf,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes, and Councilor West, I will have some discussion, and we'll see what we can do should finances become available. With that, item number 6, Resolution 2019-09.
A resolution accepting and approving the Chapter 26 Countywide Consensus Block Grant Application Form Joint Resolution Number SWBFY 151611 among the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, the City of Green River, Wyoming, and Sweetwater County, Wyoming, and authorizing Timothy A. Como as Mayor of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, Matthew L. McBurnett as City Clerk of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to execute said Chapter 26 Countywide Consensus Block Grant Application Form Joint Resolution Number SWBFY 151611 on behalf of the city.
You know, just the language alone seems to take more than the $90 that we're moving here. But in order to keep the book straight, councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor.
Councilman West? Oh, Halter?
Approved.
We have a motion to approve 2019-09. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, it's been called. Roll call.
Councilor West,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Galata,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Tate,
Yes.
Windorf,
Yes.
Halter, Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 7, Resolution 2019-10.
A resolution accepting and approving a National Museum of the United States Air Force NMUSAF Static Display Program 2019 Loan Agreement SDA 0335 with the United States of America, represented by the National Museum of the United States Air Force and the City of Rock Springs, and authorizing and directing Timothy A. Como as Mayor of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to execute said loan agreement on behalf of the city.
Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Savage?
I move to approve Resolution 2019-10.
Do you have a motion to approve 2019-10? Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Councilor Savage,
Yes.
Galata,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Tate,
Yes.
Windorf,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 8, Resolution 2019-11. Councilors, whoops, sorry, Matt, go ahead.
A resolution accepting and approving a contract with Mandros Painting in the amount of $248,634 and authorizing Timothy A. Como as mayor and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk to execute said contract on behalf of the city of Rock Springs.
Councilors, I suggested to Mr. Cowsich to run down to the local hardware store and get some cans of rhino lining, but this was unacceptable. Therefore, what's your pleasure? Councilman Shalata?
What kind of estimate?
Didn't really have kind of an emergency that actually started to leak, and it's cleaned it out for testing. Plating that needs to be done. Never has been maintained. We never did come up with initial estimate. Comparing it to other tank projects, lining projects we had with Washington water.
What's the life expectancy?
The product itself has a 10-year.
Did we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 2019.
Thank you. Counselor, we do have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Councilor Shalata,
Yes.
Zadi,
Abstain.
Demus,
Yes.
Tate, Windorf,
Yes.
Halter, West,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 9, Resolution 2019-12.
A resolution accepting and approving a revised condominium map and condominium declaration of Commerce Center, Division Number 2, and vacating all previous condominium maps and revoking all previous condominium declarations of Commerce Center, a commercial condominium development in the city of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and located in the northeast quarter of the northwest quarter of Section 3, Township 18 North, Range 105 west of the 6th Principal Meridian, Sweetwater County, Wyoming.
Counselors, if that wasn't confusing enough for you, what's your pleasure?
I wanted to ask, what quarter was it? I'll move to approve the resolution.
Thanks, Counselor Zadi. We do have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Councilor Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Tate, Windorf,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Shalata,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 10, Resolution 2019-13.
A resolution accepting and approving an employee assistance program agreement between Jerry Post, PSYD, PC, and the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and authorizing Timothy A. Como as mayor of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the City of Rock Springs to execute said agreement on behalf of the city.
Counselors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor.
Councilman Halter?
Approve 2019.
We do have a motion to approve 2019-13. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Councilor Demus,
Yes.
Tate, Windorf,
Yes.
Halter, West,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Shalata,
Yes.
Dottie, Mayor Como.
Yes, and I appreciate the work done there. I think this is going to be a fantastic program, and would also move that in the future we should consider that for employees of the city as well. I just, after reading through that and some of the situations that are very apparent nearby, Green River and others, I believe this is well worth our money. With that, item number 11, Resolution 2019-14.
A resolution accepting and approving a standard merchant application with Payzang and authorizing Timothy A. Como as mayor of the city of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the city of Rock Springs to execute said application on behalf of the city.
Counselors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor.
Councilman Halter?
14.
We do have a motion to approve 2019-14. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Tate,
Yes.
Windorf,
Yes.
Halter, West,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Shalata,
Yes.
Dottie,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes, and Mr. McBurnett, appreciate your work there and your staff in making this become a reality. Hopefully, offering more options to our taxpayers. With that, we're going to move on to the ordinance section of our agenda. Item number 1, ordinance 2019-01 on the third reading.
An ordinance amending the official zoning map of the city of Rock Springs from I-2 heavy industrial to I-1 light industrial for a parcel totaling 1.383 acres and located as hereby described in Lot 8 of Section 22, Resurvey Township 19 North, Range 105 West of the 6th Principal Meridian in the city of Rock Springs, County of Sweetwater, State of Wyoming.
Counselors, third reading, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor.
Councilman Shalata?
To approve ordinance 20.
We have a motion to approve ordinance 2019-01. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Windorf,
Yes.
Halter, West,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Shalata,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Tate, Mayor Como.
Abstain. Item number 2, ordinance 2019-02, second reading.
An ordinance amending Article 7-1 titled Building Code of the Ordinances of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming.
Counselors, just for your information, most likely on third we'll have an addition, an amendment to include the fire codes as well coming forth.
If I may. Fire. Change.
Prior to the third, so
You'd have, end it now and then vote on it. Why would we want to do that if we have a fire code? Haven't had any chance to do that.
Well, certainly you can buy those. Fire system, ensure that it's cheap. So I can certainly. I think the motion.
Here's my concern, is last time we passed these, we had them both full reading. Do every time come up as changes. Why is there a delay?
I was not aware that fire code needed to be changed. Fire chief asked me, separate order. Part of my view since. And the fire code chapter simple. Again, we already have. Or I can amend. Simply.
If we do amend it, not to table third reading, that does not jeopardize our home rule or anything. We're not under a time constraint. They both have to be passed together, or
No.
what jeopardizes the home rule?
In my view, it just seemed more straight. administrative sense, since the purpose of it. So, fire chief.
I get that, but you said it would jeopardize our home rule.
Yeah,
And so that's,
that's what I was told by the fire chief. Sure. Some.
yeah, at some point.
Yeah, at some-
Right.
It's not, we're not under a time constraint to do it the next
That's-
meeting
No.
that's
or else
correct.
we go.
You're
That's what I
absolutely
No.
correct.
We could easily table. And that being said, Councilman West?
Thanks. Rick, does it matter that it's already on second reading if we amend that now? Technically, the fire code
No,
would only
I
go
think
through
that-
2 readings rather than all 3.
Ordinance on the
Okay,
process.
understood.
So, suggest.
Your Honor.
Councilman,
I agree with that for streamlining everything, but I would feel more comfortable at this point to do it as 2 separate ordinances under separate, or 3 readings for each one rather than.
I can certainly.
any further discussion? Does that satisfy the council? With that, on second reading, we will wait to the next meeting and deal with them separately. Item number 3, 2019-03, first reading.
An ordinance amending Article 1-4, Section 11402 of the ordinances of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, entitled Point of Officers, and repealing Article 1-5, Section 1521 of the ordinances of the City of Rock Springs, entitled Director of Human Resources Duties.
And item number 4, ordinance 2019-04, first reading.
An ordinance amending Article 1-6, Section 1604C of the ordinances of the City of Rock Springs, entitled Adopting the Personnel Policies and Procedures Relating to City of Rock Springs Employees, and Adopting Revised Personnel Policies.
Council, at this time, I would entertain a motion to adjourn into an executive session to discuss litigation.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? We will adjourn into executive